Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a special Halloween season closer look. Today, we're going to be looking at the Arrow Video Special Limited Edition of Brian Yuzna's batshit insane Society. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Now, Society. I vaguely remember seeing this one on the VHS shelves back in the day, and for whatever reason, the original VHS cover art just never really grabbed me that much for some reason, so I totally missed it. I didn't watch it, I didn't see it, nothing. And it wasn't until this special edition came out from Arrow, I got this frantic message from Skinslip saying, Sean, you need to get this limited edition. Get it quick. It's going to sell out fast. Trust me, you're going to love this. So I always trust Skinslip's recommendations. I have never been steered wrong. So I happened to have the money for it at the time, so I grabbed it, and it sat on my shelf forever. And it wasn't until this past Halloween season that Skinslip and I sat down and I said, let's finally watch Society. You recommended this to me like literally 2 years ago. I still haven't watched it. Let's watch it. And boy, what a great recommendation. I had an absolute blast with this movie. Essentially, it's Brian Yuzna's subtle as a sledgehammer statement about the rich feeding off the poor. But being a horror movie, it's quite literally the rich feeding off the poor. So it's essentially deals with this high society family, and the son in this family gets the feeling that there's something strange going on. His sister's about to have her coming of age party. She's about to turn 16, and that's when, these society types get kind of welcomed into the fold, as it were, in their journey into adulthood. And so there's this big party being planned, but he hasn't been invited, and he doesn't know what's going on. It's all very mysterious. He hears from a friend of his who heard something strange, that there's something weird about this coming of it. I really don't want to say too much, honestly, because if you haven't seen this, it's so much better if you just go in cold and let the weirdness take you on a journey. But one of the reasons Skinslip recommended this to me is because there's some sequences in this, particularly towards the end, with some absolutely spectacular practical effects, like some makeup and animatronics effects and whatnot, that are just mind-blowingly good. The practical effects of this were designed primarily by Screaming Mad George, who was like one of the masters of the craft. Absolutely amazing. But it's definitely a strange story, and may or may not be everyone's cup of tea. May not be anyone's cup of tea. But that's Brian Yuzna for you. I mean, he was one of the guys behind Reanimator and stuff like that. So if you're a genre fan, chances are you've encountered at least some of his work in the past. It's also very tongue-in-cheek, very darkly satirical. As I say, like, the subtext and metaphor of it is about as subtle as a sledgehammer, but that doesn't make it any less, poignant or fun. So I really enjoyed this a lot, and I highly recommend it to anybody else who, like me, loves practical effects and wants something a little off the wall and strange. Now, the limited edition probably isn't that easy to get anymore. It's been out of print for a couple of years. They did release a regular edition, however. The only difference between the regular edition and the limited edition is you don't get the bonus pack-ins and the bonus packaging that you get with the limited edition. but all the disc-based contents are the same. So you're not missing anything in terms of the disc-based contents. So for those of you looking to add this to your collection, I'll include links to both versions in the description, in case you manage to luck out and find a third-party seller offering the limited edition for a good price and you want to get that one, then there you go. Otherwise, the regular edition should still be available, at least at the time that you're seeing this video. Alrighty, well, let's head down to the black box and we'll take a look at this absolutely beautiful collector's edition of Brian Yuzna's Society from Arrow Video. Okay, here we go. The limited edition Arrow Video box set of Society. It's all about fitting in. Yeah. So this is, let's see if we can pick this up here. Very nicely textured box set. All glossy, all bumpy and beautiful. We'll get a deeper look at it in a moment here if we take a look on the side here. So it is a hard box, as is often the case with Arrow's sets. And then on the back, we have the list of piles and piles and piles of contents, as is the norm with these. Now I'm just going to take this off. I just kept it for the video here. So basically just your typical J card. It just comes right off. Has a bit of the snot glue to hold it in place. But then on the back as well, it's also all beautifully textured, and that goes all the way around. Even the spine has texture on it. It's very nice, and even the top texture. So you can just feel this thing up. Oh, not the bottom though. The bottom is smooth. I guess because that is going on your shelf. So, see, Arrow thinks of everything. All right, so let's slide this out here, and we'll take a look. Oh, look at this. Very, very nice. So the main sort of extra that this comes with is this, which is actually a graphic novel. It is a graphic novel sequel to the movie. Yeah, pretty cool. I don't know. I think this was published in individual issues at one point. I don't know if there's like another edition of the graphic novel that you can get, because obviously this collector's edition is long out of print now. But yeah, so if we take a look, you can see all the beautiful artwork throughout. It's very, very nice. And on the spine here, and then on this spine. Okay, so this is basically a big digipack. Opens up, and you can see it has this design of just this mass of flesh with teeth and eyeballs and stuff all throughout. And under the discs and everything, it's just everywhere. So we'll take these inserts out for the moment here. We'll take a look at them in a sec. So if we take a look here, you can see all along there. If we take the two discs out, you can see the design underneath. It's very nice. There we go. And then if we take a look on the back, you can see that it is continuous along the back there. Quite disturbing. Yeah, so as I was saying, one of the big reasons to check this out is if, like me, you're a fan of practical effects. Well, this is loaded with some pretty spectacular practical effects. I gotta say, I was really impressed with this. So, if we take a look at some of the inserts, we have one of the original movie posters. And on the back, just nice. And an ad for more Arrow releases. And what's this one? There you go. Very nice. And then finally, we have this lovely booklet. Now, it actually also has a wraparound cover, as you can see here. Oh, isn't that romantic? So essentially, what we have here is all kinds of goodies about the making of the movie and behind the scenes info and good stuff like that. So basically, an essay about the film, as is often the case. You can see some of the craziness in the, well, maybe not that one, but some of the craziness. Oh, there we go. Actual shot from the movie there. It gets pretty nuts towards the end. It's very spectacular effects. Very reminiscent of The Thing, actually, in terms of just, you know, the body horror aspect of it. It's really kind of just something you have to see for yourself. Okay, so we'll just put all of this back together here. I think we'll go like that. There we go. I generally like to put the graphic novel in first, and then the digipack, and there you go. Okay, well, why don't you just gaze upon the magnificence of that cover, and I'll go over the extras here for you. Okay, so, director approved limited edition contents. Here we go. So we got a newly remastered 2K digital transfer of the film approved by director Brian Yuzna. High definition Blu-ray and standard definition DVD presentation. Original 2.0 audio, uncompressed PCM on the Blu-ray. Optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Brand new audio commentary by Brian Yuzna. Governor of Society, a brand new interview with Brian Yuzna. The Masters of the Hunt, a brand new featurette including interviews with stars Billy Warlock, Devin DeVasquez, Ben Meyerson, and Tim Bartel. The Champion of the Shunt, new featurette with FX artists Screaming Mad George, David Grasso, and Nick Benson. A 2014 Q&A with Brian Yuzna recorded at Celluloid Screams Festival. Brian Yuzna in conversation backstage at the Society World Premiere. Persecution Mania, Screaming Mad George music video. Limited edition digipack packaging featuring newly commissioned artwork by Nick Percival. Collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by critic Alan Jones, illustrated with original archive stills and posters. And Society Party Animal, a limited edition exclusive, which is the official comic book sequel to Society, reproduced in its entirety in a perfect bound book. So yeah, needless to say, a pretty deluxe edition. And there you go. So I'm sure you'll agree, quite a nice collector's edition. I really love the texture of the cover and everything. I don't want to touch too much because this stand is kind of flimsy. It's from the dollar store. Anyway, yeah, once again, if you'd like to add it to your collection, you'll find an Amazon link in the description. And yeah, that is it for this closer look. So there's going to be new closer looks every Sunday throughout September and October, all the way up till Halloween. So see you next Sunday for another one. In the meantime, enjoy whatever goodies I've got in store for you for the rest of the week. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So big thanks to you for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day. And I'll see you next time. Until then, sayonara. Now, Society. This is an interesting one because it is. And boy, yeah, we have a newly remastered 2K digital transfer of the films approved by fucking shit. Yes.